guys, my name is Neha Bolgam here at Sosin classes and welcome back to the series on the state-wise tribal welfare schemes of the Government of India. The focus of today's video being the states of Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, which in contrast to the states introduced thus far, that is Andhra Pradesh, Telangana and Odisha, which have quite a percentage of the tribal populations in contrast or in comparison to the state population, while the states of Uttar Pradesh and Bihar constitute a minimal presence of the tribal population, which is followed by a very meager level of schemes in place. Now the question arises about why is it important to understand these tribal schemes of the states of Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, which are very meager. The answer lies right there. It is very important for the UPSC aspirants out here and the viewers to understand the other side of the tribal welfare schemes, that is the problems associated in formulating the framework of it and the implementation of the tribal welfare schemes. Now, these problems majorly include the problems of identity, inclusion, social justice, political presentation, and empowerment of these tribals, and etc. Now, these problems also result in the severe annihilation of these tribes from identifying them as scheduled tribes and also from the constitutional and administrative provisions in place for them. This also in turn leads to a grave socio-economic and cultural loss which is very close, which is considered very dear to the tribal people of the India. Now, after having an understanding about the basic idea of why the problems of the implementation and the framework of these tribal welfare schemes is important, I would like to mention that this analysis, which is helping the viewers to have a new take about the cons of the tribal welfare schemes, is further analyzed point-wise to the end of this video in the analysis section. So stay put and let us dive into understanding or having a brief discussion about the tribal welfare schemes of the state Uttar Pradesh. As I already mentioned, the state Uttar Pradesh has a meager percentage of the tribal population that, according to the census of 2011, is 0.6%. And majority tribes in the state Uttar Pradesh constitute that of the Agaria, Baiga and Bhotia. Now, before diving into understanding the tribal welfare schemes of the state Uttar Pradesh, I would once again like to mention that, as I have told in the previous videos, now that we have an understanding about the basic constitutional provisions and the schemes in place that are provided by the center to the respective states, in the consequent videos, we are only trying to understand about the novice or the new introduced schemes in the specific states that have created a major impact in the lives of these tribal people. Now, first here is about the Uttar Pradesh Skill Development Mission that has been introduced in the year 2013. Now, this Uttar Pradesh Skill Development Mission works as a single platform for the mobilization of all schemes from major and various ministries such as the Ministry of Labor, Ministry of Minority Affairs, Ministry of Tribal Affairs, Ministry of Social Justice, and etc. So this project of the Uttar Pradesh Skill Development Mission is run by the Uttar Pradesh Skill Development Fund that is being supported from the Special Central Assistance and the grants and aids that are again provided under the Article 275 provided by the center. Now, moving ahead, the objectives of these UP Skill Development Mission is to look after the proper implementation, to monitor the schemes and etc. And it also looks after the judicious use of the resources. As a bonus, the scheme also looks into the widespread and the reach out of the information, education and communication activities that form a vital part of regarding the awareness of the schemes in the tribal areas. And as a result, many of the researchers prove that this scheme in the state of Uttar Pradesh has increased the uniformity and the quality of the services being delivered. Now, moving ahead, talking about other general constitutional provisions and schemes in place for the state of Uttar Pradesh, one government body that is doing a great job is the National Commission for the Scheduled Tribes. Now, this ensures that the activities of violence is reduced and ensures the crime-free villages within the state of Uttar Pradesh, and that is by constituting these citizenship committees or the citizen committees where they follow activities about sensitizing the youth, taking up their complaints, inquiring into them, and inquiring into the matters relating to the safeguarding of the scheduled tribes. And moving ahead, we have the revised Kanya Vidyadan Yojana. Now, this Kanya Vidyadan Yojana is about providing financial aid to the vulnerable families which have meritorious students, and this financial aid is done by providing about 30,000 rupees to the students that are at the level of the Secondary Education Council, CBSE, and so on. The next here is the Asara scheme that has been introduced recently in the year 2013, and this focuses upon providing free accommodation to the multi-slum dwellers that just keep switching from one slum to the other without having the basic livelihood amenities to live with. The next here is the Hasala nutrition plan that has been introduced in the year 2016, and this has been launched under the State Nutrition Mission, and this has been launched with an objective to look after the undernourished, malnourished kids and the pregnant women of the state, and to provide them with the basic minimum nourishment of food. Before moving on to the state of Bihar and understanding their tribal welfare schemes, I would like to introduce you all to this article that I have come across, and which talks about the non-starter scheme of the state of Uttar Pradesh, which is about the UPA government's attempts at introducing these scheme which runs around the opening of the value addition centers within the tribal households since the year 2013. Now, this value addition centers revolves around the process of constituting the tribal groups into self-help groups, providing them with infrastructural support and financial aid in coming up with godowns and storage units, and in return, on the overall, creating a massive awareness campaign within the tribal areas. Now, this runs in parallel to the lines of the Amul self-help group movement that has happened in India and has created a ripple effect among the tribal people, and creating awareness for about 5 crore tribals in India. Now, what is this value addition center that is to be set up in each tribal household? Like for example, as given by TriFed, if the tamarind is sold in its raw form by the tribal households, the price they get out of it is hardly anything. Whereas, if the same tamarind is de-seeded and if the husk is removed and then packed and sold, they almost get double to what they have received up until now. So these little value addition activities which can be done by the tribals themselves adds a value to the income that they receive, and increases their livelihood strategies. Now, this non-starter scheme has already been introduced in the states of Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, and etc. Now, the center is making additional, efforts to introduce them into the states of Manipur, Nagaland, Uttar Pradesh, Karnataka, Kerala, and etc. Hoping that the above understanding about the cons of the tribal welfare schemes has gone well with you all, I take your leave. But do continue watching these series on the state-wise tribal welfare schemes of the Government of India to catch up with me on the analysis of the measures to be provided to cope with the downsides of the tribal welfare schemes. Do visit the website sosinclasses.com for any further doubts, and do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.